A very good afternoon to you and welcome to yet another edition of the News Desk. My name is Chabet Birir, but first let's look at the highlights. Parents urged to prioritize safety and well-being of their children this festive season. People with disabilities have urged the government to streamline Taifa Care to enable them access health services. And livestock farmers in Kajiado County oppose the livestock vaccination campaign set to kick off in January. Now, parents and guardians have been urged to prioritize the safety and well-being of their children during the festive season by closely monitoring their movements, company, and activities they engage in. Sigor MP Peter Lochakapong has emphasized the importance of shielding children from risky behaviors, negative influences, drugs, alcoholism, and dangers of teenage pregnancies, early marriages, female genital mutilation, and other harmful practices. Lochakapong particularly raised concerns about the vulnerability of girls during the holidays.
Ya mwezi wa 12 likizo ya Krismasi, najua kuna sherehe nyingi na watoto wetu sasa wamefunga shule, wengine ndio hao wanaendelea kufunga colleges na watakuja wakuwe na wazazi wao, watakuwa na free time kubwa. So ile kitu nahimiza wazazi ni kwamba wajue kwamba at any given time watoto wao wako wapi na wanafanya nini. Watoto wakiwachiwa freedom kubwa bila mtu ambaye anajua wanaenda wapi, wanakutana na nani, wanafanya kazi gani, ndio unakuta baadaye baada ya likizo kama hii wengine sasa wameharibika, wengine labda wametiwa mimba kama ni wasichana, watoto wamehusika na vijana ama wavulana wamehusika na mambo ya uvutaji bangi, wengine wamekunywa pombe, wengine hata wameingia katika mambo ya mihadarati, kwa sababu sisi wazazi hatuko accountable kwa watoto wetu, hatuko responsible kuhakikisha kwamba wale ambao wanashirikiana na wao ni watu wazuri.
All right, now let's move to matters security, and motorists have been urged to be cautious on the roads during this festive season. And Prime Cabinet Secretary, who is also acting Interior CS, Musalia Mudavadi, has warned those flouting traffic rules this festive season. Let's listen in to what he had to say earlier on.
Road accidents. The country has recorded an increase in serious injury due to road traffic accidents, rising by about 11% since 2023. There has, however, been a decrease in fatalities among drivers, passengers, pillion passengers, those are the ones who ride at the back of a motorcycle, and motorcyclists by 5.85%, 10%, 9%, and 10.05% respectively. The month of December normally records the highest number of fatalities. I therefore urge Kenyans in this festive season, especially public service vehicles, drivers, driving on long distance trips, to be careful and drive safely. To ensure the safety of our people during the festive season, I give the following directives to our security enforcement officers. 1, increased police presence and patrols along major highways, both day and night, to monitor compliance with traffic laws. The enhanced patrols will serve to discourage reckless driving and speed violations, and to prevent unlicensed and overloaded PSVs from operating.
People with disabilities in Kakamega County have asked the government to streamline Taifa Care to enable them access health services without too many challenges. Speaking during the commemoration of World Disability Day, Kakamega County Disability Caucus Secretary General Catherine Shiundu said the transition from NHIF to SHIF is not smooth enough, and this has left gaps that are affecting people with disabilities. She specifically noted that those seeking reproductive health services are now reverting back to traditional birth attendants, yet sensitization was done by the caucus, and that enabled the majority to deliver in hospitals.
Wakati tunapo miss katika planning table, pia tuna miss katika development issues. Kwa hivyo siku ya leo ujumbe ambao tunatoa katika communities zetu ni ya kwamba walemavu wapatiwe nafasi. Na kwa muda tumekuwa tukisema ya kwamba tupatiwe nafasi, lakini sasa tumebadilisha na kusema walemavu. Leo ni mwamko mpya, walemavu tumetoka katika kuwania nafasi mbalimbali, kutokea tu hata kwa ile kamati ya hospitali, kutokea kwa kamati ya shule. Walemavu tutakuwa katika hizo nafasi.
Ningeomba tu ya kwamba tupate civic education kutoka kwa serikali kuu. Ikuje chini ielezee mwananchi kinaganaga vizuri, tueleweke ama tuelewe vizuri sana jinsi taifa kaya itafanya kazi, kwa sababu watu walikuwa wamezoea NHIF. Na vile imetoka hiyo transition haikuwa smooth. Hiyo transition ilikuwa na so many gaps. Government iaddress hizo gaps na wakuje kufanya civic education ya kutosha kwa mwananchi ili tuweze kujua vile taifa kaya inafanya kazi. Wananchi, watu wetu wameanza kuumia.
Livestock farmers in Kajiado County have opposed the livestock vaccination campaign set to kick off in January next year. The farmers say the campaign, spearheaded by the national government, is not beneficial to their livestock. Led by Bernard Mulama, the farmers say they will not allow their livestock to be vaccinated.
Serikali wamekuwa wapi hizo miaka zingine zote? Leo wamefikiria nini ndio wakaja kuchanja mifugo bila kutuuliza kipaumbele ama kenye kinafaa tusaidiwe? Saa hii general ya kugeneralize country ili kudunga ni aina gani? Ni nini haswa hiyo? Kwa sababu kulingana na vile message imekuja kwa wananchi, imekuja kwa njia tofauti, kwa sababu imeletwa kisiasa.
Tuko na mambo ya blue tanks kwa sasa kwa kondoo, ambayo ni changamoto kubwa sana. Mvua iliyopita ama kipindi iliyopita ya mvua, wafugaji wengi sana walipoteza kondoo through blue tank. Kwa sasa sisi tuko na issue ya ipomea. Inanyesha, lakini the university ipomea imechukua malisho yetu yote. Kwa hivyo serikali ingeweka nguvu mambo ya ipomea, mambo ya ECF, mambo ya blue tank, mambo ya CPP. Hiyo ndio. Lakini si chanjo.
Reasons we don't know. Hii chanjo tumesikia inatoka ngambo. Na nilikuwa nimesema kwa Kimasai, hatujui kama ni wasungu wanataka kumaliza Waafrika. Kwa hivyo hiyo chanjo ambayo inakuja ambaye sio ile kawaida tunatumianga na hatuna ugonjwa mwingine mpya ambaye imetuingilia, ichunguzwe zaidi.
EcoCredit, a social impact investor committed to fostering sustainable development in Kenya, has celebrated 30 years of transformative work in the country. The milestone was marked with a celebratory breakfast in Nairobi, bringing together partners and stakeholders from the agriculture, renewable energy and financial sectors. Over the decades, EcoCredit's investments have addressed critical challenges such as access to clean energy, financial inclusion, and sustainable agriculture, empowering thousands of Kenyans and advancing the country's sustainable development goals.
It's been a very impactful period, not just for Kenya, but for Africa as well. In the last 30 years, we've come to invest in very many partners. And right now, our outstanding portfolio in Africa is almost 200 million. We are working with close to 100 partners.
We've worked with them over time, and they continue to support us to provide, a platform for us to on lend to various sectors. renewable energy, in renewable energy, in education, and other sectors where we have common interests.
Yeah, I'm really proud that Oikocredit finances partners, and through those partners we reach many people. And in the end, it's not about reaching the people, but also improving their resilience and their well-being. And it's really amazing. So Oikocredit in Africa reaches more than 4 million people.
We'll now take a short breather, but don't go away. We'll be back shortly with more news.
Kabarak University, education in biblical perspective.
Welcome back. Now, Kirinyaga County Governor Anne Waiguru now says that the county is working on incentives to support doctors and health workers in the county so as to retain them and offer the best services to the public. Waiguru said that the county is not affected by the doctors and health workers strike, and the focus is to make the health practitioners comfortable and well remunerated. While presenting the annual State of the County address before the County Assembly, the second-term governor said that the county has experienced growth in all sectors. Waiguru said that the recent recognition of the county by the Office of the Controller of Budget for topping the counties with the highest development budget absorption was out of a deliberate effort to prioritize development, noting that reforms undertaken in management of the county are bearing fruits.
At this point in time, we are very grateful in Kirinyaga County that we do not have a situation with our medics, and mostly because of our structure is slightly different. However, as you have heard, we are increasing the number of medical practitioners working in the county because of our increased level of facilities. We have instituted the FIF to enable our facilities to work better and perform, providing additional human resource capacity, and also ensuring that they have the equipment and the medical supplies that they require to function. We're also working very hard to work out an incentive program which will be able to incentivize our healthcare workers so that we can be able to retain the best human resource possible within our health facilities.
We have touched areas or we have been informed about the progress that has been made in the areas of agriculture, agriculture value addition, road and road maintenance, and so many other areas, including school and health facilities. Now, the governor has given the people of Kirinyaga a chance to gauge her and also to question her, and also to be able to have their input, aired, so that she can improve where she has not maybe done better according to them, and she can also keep up where she has been doing well.
Now, motorists have been urged to exercise caution on the road during this festive season. Speaking in Nairobi, Matatu Owners Association President Albert Karakacha has also encouraged passengers to report careless drivers to relevant authorities in a move aimed at achieving zero road accidents.
Urging our drivers, wherever they are, to make sure that they drive very careful on the roads, and to make sure that they adhere to the rules which have been put there by the government. And we are requesting the police traffic to be friendly on the road, because we know very well that there is some harassment going on in Kisumu, we saw yesterday. We are saying we don't want harassment.
Cha muhimu ni kuambia wakiingia katika magari zetu, wakiona wakiendeshwa kwa njia ambayo haifai, wako na haki ya kususha wakiwa ndani ya gari, kwa maana magari yetu ndani kuna namba ambazo zimewekwa pale ndani ambazo ndizo za viongozi hiyo sako. Kwa hivyo uwe huru wa kuinua na kupiga simu, usikumbali upelekwe kwa njia ambayo haifai.
Wamushadha residents in Kiambu County have lamented over the runaway insecurity in the area. The resident who held protests claim cases of murder have increased, with more than 5 people killed in the past 2 months. During the protests, transport was paralyzed, with residents demanding action from the government.
Wanauliwa, tunapata watu wametupwa huko kwa makaburi, wanatumwa huko, wanatupwa huko kwa boma zao. Watu hakuna mtu yeyote ameshikwa ama mshtua yeyote. The last case ili happen juzi after sherehe ya Jamhuri. Mtu alishikwa na kisha amekufia kule kwa police station. So tunaona kuna haki na tunataka immediate address ya hii maneno inakuwa ikiendelea hapa Kiambaa.
It is squarely the failure of the Kiambaa Security Committee because they had convened a security meeting. The people of Mushadha are having a very legitimate concerns about security. So many people have died, so many people have been killed under unclear circumstances, and the citizens were ready to engage. And that is why they had come here for a meeting, only for the Security Council not to, Security Committee of Kiambaa not to show up. So we expect that the relevant higher security organ is supposed to seek answers from the Security Council of Kiambaa so that the people of Mushadha can get justice.
Residents of the Mailisaba area in Laikipia West constituency are outraged by an investor's conduct, claiming he has blocked a vital access road to their neighborhood. The residents are upset because the investor allegedly bought the land from one of the residents and fenced off the property without providing a pathway for the town. They claimed the pathway is a public road and the investor has denied them access. Led by David Ntwiga and Francis Njenga, the residents claimed that they are now being forced to use a longer route to and from the main road, which is hurting their businesses.
Hapa tumekuwa na shida miaka kuja menda rudi sababu ya hii barabara. Hii barabara ukiangalia vizuri imetoka ngambo ile na ngambo hii iko barabara, lakini ikifika hapa katikati ya hii shamba imefungwa. Kusema kweli wenyezi wa hapa wamesema vizuri sana, hii barabara imewahi kuja na ikatolewa, lakini huyu mzee ameendelea kufunga. Hii shamba yote ni ya huyu mzee, kuna mtu aliuzia, sababu shamba si yake, ni ya mtu mwingine, lakini yeye ndiye huwa anasimama kufunga barabara sababu ya sehemu kidogo ya neighbor yenye ameiba. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali siku ya leo watusikie, wakuje wafungue hii barabara.
Watoto wetu hawapati mahali ya kupitia. Hata wakienda nasale labda waletwe na mama zao ndio wafukishwe mto. Na barabara ziko. Tungekuwa tumewekewa hata karavati hapa tupatage mahali ya kupitia sisi wote. Mwenye analima hata ng'ambo hii anasunguka juu ya hii shamba kufugwa hii barabara. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali ituokoe kwa kutoa hii barabara tupate mahali ya kupitia kila mtu. Shifu mwenyewe alihongwa na akarudi. Akiwa pale ng'ambo nikiona na macho yangu. Akahongwa na jiri, akapewa pesa, akarudi. Haki yetu. Na ndio ilikuwa inatolewa na Kafashi wakati huo. Sasa mambo kutoka hapo tumewahi shikana na jiri hapa mashati kwa mashati kupigana juu ya hii barabara.
All right, Rongo MP Paul Abuor has defended the constituency's financial management following concerns raised in the Auditor General's 2023 report. Addressing the media, the MP assured the public that the highlighted issues were minor and did not signify any misuse of public funds. The report issued a qualified opinion on the Rongo MP's financial statement, a conclusion indicating minor procedural discrepancies but no evidence of fraud or misapplication of resources.
RFU 0. It was a request. That
the only issue here is that the school, in quotes from the report, had no laboratory for the equipment. Let me pose two questions to you. Was there a laboratory by the time the lab equipment were being purchased for the school? The answer is no. Is there anything wrong with that? Again, the answer is no. There's absolutely nothing wrong in availing laboratory equipment to assist learners get equipped for exams. We did this with the approval of the National Office of the NGCDF, and will not hesitate to assist any other school that is in need of such facilities but faced with infrastructural challenges.
We got a qualified opinion, which is the second best which anybody can get. If you are talking about grading, that would be like an A-. So in terms of management of our resources and prudent administration of the same, I can say that the Auditor General agreed with us that we did a good work in guarding or safeguarding the resources of the.
Now, the East African Youth Parliament has underscored the need to incorporate youth in positions and processes of decision-making and policy formulation in government. The Parliament this week held a 3-day seminar in Nakuru attended by high-level government officers under ministries and state corporations aimed at entrenching ethical leadership and governance in the public sector. Speaking after the seminar, the Parliament's President, Jeremiah Kisangau, noted that recent public protests, especially by the youth in Kenya and other countries against governments, were due to exclusion and unemployment challenges which the government must tackle as a priority. Nakuru County Commissioner Loyford Kibara reiterated on the need for ethical practices in the public sector to restore public confidence among Kenyans.
To assure them as representative of government, those ethics of accountability, fairness, the mentoring of our youth, offering strategic leadership in our various coordination laws, we will work with them and support them so that we can give good services to our people as we serve them in government offices.
The main duty of this seminar was to see how we are going to incorporate the young people in the decision making, in the government, in public sector, and also how we can help them also to earn the living. By doing so, we will make sure the youth are settled and we can be able to do very well in the government. But for now, as I tell you, we are much worried when we see the young people who are moving on the street, and we are trying to contain them by making sure as a government we are going to work with them and also to recognize them.
In Nakuru, we do include youth at the decision-making level. That is where we have policy formulations, bill formulations and amendments, because we do notice that it's in order to come up with policies that are tailored towards their needs. And with the needs of the youths and the expressions of interest, our country shall move forward in a better direction.
We'll take another short break, but don't go away, because when we are back, we'll have business news by Kevin Nyakundi.
Mini Chebet Pauline. Nimecheza daka na mamili na 60 bob na nimewin 300,000 shillings. Nataka kuambia nyinyi wote cheza.
Well, hello there and good afternoon. Thank you for staying with News Desk. This is now the business time where we are going to be looking at some of the stories making headlines in the world of business. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Now, officials from the United States Agency for International Development, that is USAID, have sought to calm fear about an impending cutback in financing projects in Kenya following the re-election of President Donald Trump. Now, the officials from Nairobi and Washington were in Samburu County to inspect the progress of ongoing projects ahead of an upcoming review in the U.S. Congress in 2025. Peter Wakaba has more.
U.S. assistance, whether humanitarian development, is really from the American people, and that is something that always has strong bipartisan support, whatever the administration is. And this is something where, in partnership, how we best tell our stories and how tell the stories and the impact of things that we've seen in Samburu and so many of the other communities that we visited. That's what we want to go back with, the story of how assistance and partnership have really changed lives.
So the visit by the delegation from Washington and from Nairobi here to Samburu County provided a good opportunity for the various stakeholders to come here to take stock of just how their money has been spent, as well as to gauge impact of the different program activities.
So we have been traveling first to Makueni and then to Isiolo and now to Samburu. And Danielle and I wanted to travel together to Kenya to really see the partnership work and see firsthand how partnership in crafting locally led development solutions is so important.
The resources for these programs come from the American people. And the reason why we want to partner with Kenyans is because we have the same values. And that's the value that everyone should have clean water, sanitation, healthy food on their table to eat, and opportunities for their children.
One of the focus areas has been water, and the USAID funds have been used to provide electrification through solar for the pumping of water up to a collection point and then dissemination across various parts of the county.
This is a very good day for our people. Very beautiful day, because the partnerships that we have planted, the co-investment that we've done with USAID in this country has gone down to help so many of our communities. And we can't overemphasize the importance of our relationship in working together with the USAID. I'm sure this relationship will continue for so many years.
Exhibitions like this go a long way to show people just how much of impact is being had across and very wide areas, because counties like Samburu tend to be quite large, and thus it would have been troublesome for the delegations to visit each and every spot across the different counties where the programs take place.
All right, now the construction of the Mombasa-Kilifi highway is ongoing, with the completion of the first phase at 63% and the second phase at 31%. Now, according to Kenya National Highways Authority, that is KENHA, the construction will strengthen transport and communication between Mombasa and other counties of the coast. However, delays caused by land compensation challenges have hindered progress. The project is expected to reduce traffic and strengthen economies of both Mombasa and Kilifi counties.
Where we are now is the project right from Mombasa all the way to Kilifi. It's being done in two sections. So we have lot 1, which is largely the side of towards Kilifi. Is more or less done at a percentage of about 63%. Lot 1 fairly done as we have driven through. There are sections that have 1 or 2 challenges, about 3.5 kilometers, where it's yet to be sorted in terms of access to the land for the contractor to finalize. Most of the sections are done. The major works were to be on the bridges and structures, which also have been done. Most of the bridges are quite huge, like the one at Kengeles. It will constitute almost 50% of the work along this stretch. We ask for patience in sections where we have diversions, because the progress is on well, and we will ensure that once works are done, we will all reap the benefits.
And now Kenyans may soon have renewed opportunities to find work opportunities in the Middle East following a new pact between Kenya and Abu Dhabi. According to Labour CS Alfred Mutua, opportunities in the airlines industry and other fields will be available from January 2025. Mutua spoke at an event where Etihad Airways relaunched its direct flights between Kenya and the United Arab Emirates after a 4-year hiatus. Esther Dana with more.
Speaking at the launch, the CS for Labour, who has been fronting the search for jobs in the Middle East, has said that this new link will trickle down to the common mwananchi and essentially points to the investor confidence in the country.
There is a market of people here. The economy is growing, the middle class is growing, and they have seen that there's viable business to be done in Kenya. And they're not the only ones. Many airlines want to fly to Nairobi, want to fly to Kenya. So it's a mark of approval for the Kenyan economy. And not only people, but also cargo. It also means that Kenyans are employed here. You know, I mean, they need ground handling people. They need people to be able to, to take care of their bookings and everything. So it's creating an opportunity for Kenyans to be able to work for Etihad. And so there's a big demand of Kenyans to work all over the world and also in the UAE. So one of the good things that I've had a chat with the management of Etihad, and they have agreed that they're going to come back in January for a roadshow to hire Kenyan cabin crew, Kenyan commercial people, Kenyan pilots. So this is a good opportunity for Kenyans who are out there, want to work for an airline, to be able to get an opportunity. And I'm going to follow it up to ensure that they come and we get the right Kenyans for them.
It is projected that the new link will foster the strong bilateral ties between the two countries. The launch is said to come at a significant time for Kenya's tourism sector, as it is projected to be on an upward trajectory.
So we have been in the Kenyan market for 8 years, between 2012 and 2020. We stopped with the COVID crisis. It's very important. The UAE and Kenya have growing bilateral ties. The business links between the two countries is growing. There is a significant amount of investment happening here in the country. And for us to be able to offer a non-stop option between the capital of the United Arab Emirates and Nairobi is something that makes us very proud, and we were very keen to do. We are setting up our own team. So we are creating employment here in Kenya. And it's not just on the commercial side, right? We already have Etihad employees who support us from a cargo perspective because we have been serving the market for some time. And it goes beyond that. We employed a number of Kenyans as well in Abu Dhabi.
With Etihad Airways relaunching direct flights between Nairobi and Abu Dhabi, the direct connection between the two countries is anticipated to create jobs for Kenyans, both locally and in the Middle East. Reporting for KTN, I am Esther Diana in Nairobi.
Now, at least 300 farmers from across Nyandarua County have benefited from an agribusiness and entrepreneurship training to equip them with requisite skills for agribusiness. According to Governor Dr. Moses Kiarie Badilisha, the initiative funded by World Bank is intended to leverage the current innovations and technology trends for farmers to integrate them into their farming practices to increase yields.
Tumewekeza sana katika kupatiana maarifa na elimu na resources nyingi pale mashinani. Na ndio tumechagua wale community driven development committees katika ward zetu zote 25. Tulichagua karibu watu 10 kutoka kila sehemu, tukawapeleka kule ATC Jabini, tumewapatia mafundisho ya ukulima. Tumekuwa tukisomeshwa mambo mengi sana kuhusu kilimo. Juu ya huu mradi vile tutaweza kuongeza pesa kwa mfuko ili mwananchi wa kawaida awe wa kusaidika. Value ya kuongeza viazi, viazi, kuku, maziwa, paleto na pia hii mradi wa peace.
Mbeleni tulifanya ukulima ambao haukuwa na mpango. Ukulima ambao ulilima tu ulime. Asubuhi unaamka, unatafuta mahali kwako hakuna mahali kitu umepanda, unachukua kama ni njugu unapanda sababu imefika wakati huo wa kupanda. Lakini kwa sasa tutafanya mambo na mpango, tutafanya mambo ya budgeting, tutafanya mambo ya record keeping. Kama tu ofisi vile inafanyika, sisi pia wakulima tutakuwa na hiyo progress ya kujua ni nini tunafanya, tunatumia mbegu gani, tunatumia fertilizers gani, tunatumia dawa gani ili ukulima wetu uendelee mbele.
All right, that's it from the business desk this afternoon. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Stick around. Robinson Okenya will be coming up next with the latest in the world of sports.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. Let's now take our attention to what is happening in sports. My name is Robinson Okenya. We take off with some golf action, and golfer Michael Karanga has been awarded the LG Sports Journalists Association of Kenya Sports Personality for the month of November. Now, Karanga beat a number of contestants to the award after winning a couple of tournaments in November, including the Manchester Silver Award in Eldoret.
Karanga has been an outstanding golfer. He won the Kenya Golf Amateur 2024, which has also earned him a title in the Kenya Open 2025. Over and above that, he defended Kenya. He took Kenya in the team for the Africa Regional Golf Tournament in Rwanda, which not only positioned him as an outstanding player, but as a leader. So we are very proud to be associated with SCHAC. We are very proud of the performance of Michael Karanga. Well done, and keep doing what you do. We look forward to more winning from this.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank this noble initiative for thinking and coming up with this good idea of awarding our talent. We don't take it for granted. I've been playing golf since 2006, and by the grace of God, I was the Kenya Golfer #1 2023, and I've retained this title again and earned myself a ticket to Magical Kenya Open. I'd like to say thank you very much for this, and hope to do this again, and thank you for supporting sportsmen and women. Thank you.
And looking back, I know it has been a fantastic one. Competition always very, very high and very, very stiff. And we say kudos to all the winners that have been able to get the prize this year. And we wish and we believe that the competition will be much greater, hopefully, come next year. And as Sports Journalists Association of Kenya, we strive actually to award the sports personality in the country. And we believe that it has been fantastic. And we are optimistic that it can only get better.
Let's now get to some football action. Githurai and Kawasaki will meet in the finals of the Sakaja Cup this Friday. This is after the two teams won in their respective semi-finals that were played yesterday. The finals will be played